Welcome! It's time for Friday Night Marketing! We're gonna rock! We're gonna roll! Rock and roll! Get real and bold! Come on, join the show now! Join the show! It's about to unfold! Get raw, get real, get results now! We're the latest steel, making waves loud! On this stage, we ignite! Every Friday night, brand new fight! Get real, get results now! We're the latest steel, making waves loud! On this stage, we ignite! Every Friday night, brand new fight! In the spotlight, feel the fever! Every pitch and quest! Dreams are big, get bigger tonight. Push the limits, reach new heights. So grab your seat, don't blink an eye. 'Cause Friday night will touch the sky. And now, welcome! It's time for Friday Night Marketing Raw!
It must be Friday.
Hello.
Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Happy Friday. And hello, those watching in YouTube land. Someone's commented. Ellie has come. Oh, we haven't dropped the link. Yeah, that's a good point. It's the same link every week, but I will drop it. Let me just do that. I forgot to put it in the chat this week. Coming right up. There we go. And I'll whack it on the banner on the bottom of the screen as well. There you go.
Perfect. So, how's your week been, Andy?
It's been a good week this week, I would say. I've got quite a lot done. Got some stuff out. I had a project that 4 months ago I put out a thing, and it was the first in the Internet Marketing Basics series because I decided I didn't have everything for total newbies. So I thought, I'm going to just put so I did building a list completely from scratch. That was the first topic. This one was on traffic. And, but anyway, it had been 4 months since I put out the first one. And I'd gone, this is the first in a series. I hadn't put another one out. So I thought, right, I'm going to have to fix this. So I've got the second one done and out, and I've decided I'm not going to muck around. I'm going to do the third one this weekend. So
I did see that because I was getting a lot of emails about there was a product that launched on Warrior Plus, which was a traffic type product. And so I saw your email come in and I went, oh, is Andy promoting that, is he? That shocked me. And then I looked at it and I went, no, because that goes to Gumroad.
yeah, my own things, thanks.
So yeah, that was I did see that email come in. Are you using Gumroad now sort of more than anything else, are you, for internal stuff?
For internal, well, and I'm building a bit of a following on Gumroad now. I've got some people that are on my Gumroad list that aren't on my email list, won't join it, won't stay on it, but they'll stay on the Gumroad list and they'll open everything I send them. So I'm like, well, okay, I'll build a presence there as well. So I mix up what I'm going to do with these, put them out one at a time on Gumroad. When I've got, say, 4 or 5 together, I'm going to do a Warrior Plus launch with maybe one on the front end, upsell to the others. And then a little bit down the road, 6 months' time, I'm going to get private label rights to these videos that have made me this. And I have all the proof of what I've made with them. And they are evergreen. And although it's me on them, I don't make a big thing. I mean, I say it's me at the beginning. You could edit that out or just leave it. Doesn't matter. But you could, take these and repackage them and whatever else. So that's what my sort of goal with these is. So yeah, but I suddenly remembered, crikey, I've been sat here doing loads of other stuff, and I gone, 4 months has passed since I said I was going to do one every month, and I haven't. How good am I at sticking to things? So I went, right.
Just the time goes so fast, it's ridiculous. Like I've got here, so on my list of stuff, I am still working. I put a list of what I'm supposed to be doing every day, kind of. I am still working on Sunday the 6th. Today is Friday the 11th. That's how far behind I am. Just can't get stuff done. And I'm doing a lot of stuff, but there's always something else, and then something happens and there's a fire to put out over here and there's a fire to put out over there. And, that's part of the fun of it though, isn't it? But yeah, that sounds like a pretty decent plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to look into this Gumroad thing. We're kind of at the minute sort of wing-tipped on JVZoo for most stuff. But I definitely think there's something in it when you say, there's people that don't want to buy on certain platforms for one reason or another. And so...
Well, every time I've done a thing I'm getting a bit of feedback from, I think it's from Ellie's device. I'm hearing a bit of feedback.
Yeah, really?
Every time I launch on, when I've done launch on Warrior Plus, normally 2 or 3 months later, or sometimes not even that long, I'll put it on Gumroad and I'll send the Gumroad people. And here's the astonishing thing. I mail the same list that I promoted it to the first time when it was on Warrior Plus. And several of them that didn't buy when it was on Warrior Plus, now it's on Gumroad, they go, yes, please. It's the same price or more money. And I think there is a percentage of people now that are just like, it's like some people are with Zoo. Some people just don't want to give Zoo money because they've been pissed off about things in the past. And some of them are valid and some of them aren't. Some of them are, I got stung by a vendor. Well, that isn't anyone's fault.
Yeah.
But there are people that have said, I'm never buying anything off the Warrior Plus platform ever again. And they're really sticking to it. And so I bring something out of that, right? They don't buy it because they're sticking to their rule. I bring it on Gumroad and they go, yes, as a
Yeah, there's definitely something in it, and you're right. It applies to all. And the thing is most of the problems for most buyers has got nothing to do with the platform, nothing really to do with Warrior Plus, nothing to do with JVZoo. But of course, if you've bought a few products off of a platform and those products have been shite, then you kind of associate that platform with the products, even though it's got nothing to do really with the platform, So yeah, definitely. Or maybe even look at, like, obviously we could just do it internally. Like I really like the cart from what's it called? Pabbly. So Pabbly's got like a payment basis. It's just a Stripe
Yeah.
connection, nothing fancy.
Yeah,
But
I don't
just
use their
really
payment
like-
thing. Yeah.
I just like their cart. It's just a very nice, simple, easy to use cart, and you can customize everything, and you can customize, for recurring stuff. Oh, I can hear myself talking. I don't know whose mic it
Yeah,
is.
so I'm going to mute Ellie for a minute because I think it's feeding back through Ellie's mic. Ellie can unmute himself if he wants to, but
So
try.
you can customize everything, but what you can do is, for recurring stuff, they have a whole process. So you can say, right, send them this email, then this, and then if that fails, do this or send. So there's a whole, process in which is good for recurring, which in my opinion is better than what Warrior Plus has. JV Zoos is a bit better, but Warrior Plus is recurring and trying to claim payments on recurring offers. It's shockingly bad.
Yeah. The other thing I like about Gumroad now, a few things. One is if you've got a product with or without an upsell, with or without, you can get it. I don't know any platform that you can get it live that quickly on. It is so fast. Create product. What type? This type. Upload your files, fill in your sales copy, hit the save button. You're ready to publish. Go, drop it in a category. You're finished.
And is there any sort of approval process? Have to go to compliance or anything?
No.
That's surprising because they're the merchant as well, aren't they?
Now, whether there is when you first start, I don't know, but because of that now. But there never has been in the time I've been on and my stuff. What's funny, there's a process that you're meant to go through and submit to get approved for Gumroad Spotlight. Well, the first few times I did that, got approved, got Spotlight, made some sales, great. And then I was just like, I can't be fucked, right? So I didn't bother. They're automatically approving my products for Spotlight. If I tick the box and don't do any of the compliance, they still do it, and I'm still getting traffic from them. So obviously some accounts they look at and go, yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So I think there is an element of they watch your account. I have had accounts,
I guess.
And I have had accounts temporarily suspended there. I had another account for PLR Strip Bear, and the issue was it had PLR in the title, and they didn't understand that it wasn't me reselling PLR, it was me selling white label content. As soon as I pointed it out and explained it, they reinstated the account. Because they have a policy you can't resell, you can't sell PLR on there. You can't buy a PLR thing, rebadge it, and sell it on Gumroad.
Right. Needs to be your own actual product.
Has to be your own thing. I mean, the truth is, you can take a PLR product because if you rebadge it enough and reskin it, they're not going to be able to tell.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, but what they don't want is they don't want 50 copies of, Facebook ad masterclass and
Exactly.
you know the sort, right?
Yeah.
When it was popular. Yeah, I mean, I used to do a little bit of PLR, and I still now, one of the things so I have a membership to a site called, actually, I don't know if I want to share that, actually. I might not. I'll share that when we're not live. But I have a site that I've been using, which is very good quality stuff, and I use it a lot. Hey, Kurt, I use it a lot for bonuses, for promos. So I get stuff out of them, put them up together as bonuses. I'd never sell them on their own or repackage them. But as a bonus for another product, they do the job. They do the job quite nicely.
Yeah.
And I paid, I don't know what it was, a couple of $100 or something like that one time. And they still update it with about 2 or 3 new pieces of content every week.
Yeah. I'm in a sim. I don't know if it's the same one, but I'm in one that's a bit like that.
Yeah, probably is, because there's not that many good ones left. Most of them.
I mean, I look to that. Here's the thing. I often look there for inspiration. What's coming out, what's selling, what isn't. And then sometimes, if you take even a bit of okay content, if you take that and chuck it into AI and interrogate it and improve it and get it to rewrite it, and then put a bit of your own spin on it, by the time you're done, it doesn't resemble the original, so you can do what the fuck you want with it.
Yeah. And oftentimes I find it's condensing it because it just waffles.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a 120-page ebook. Now, it can be a 30-page book and get the job done. We need to cut out all the crap that's just not relevant. Or sometimes I throw it in and say, right, give me a like a cheat sheet, or give me like a 10-step, and create like a little infographic or something like that.
Yeah.
they're all good things. We've been, I've just been talking with our JV manager, and because we had a launch originally planned for the 11th, the 11th of May, but we're going to push it back because on the 12th of May, Mr. Fox, Andrew Fox, has just put a big launch on. And I just saw this week all of my, well, not all of them, but 80% of my target affiliates all opening this beautiful box with gifts in, and which is for the day after I launch. So I'm thinking, they're not gonna want to promote me much on that day. So we're going to have another little think, because May has got very, very busy. Not a whole lot of great stuff, but the calendar is very busy for May very quickly. So, we'll probably change the date again, which is hilarious because we moved it from April to avoid Andrew Fox. He's not come back. He changed his date to May as well. So,
what's he got coming out?
It's an AI. It's called Beaver. I remember the name of it.
AI Beaver. Well, that'll do well.
It's funny what you remember in it.
AI Beaver.
And
Is it for making OnlyFans accounts?
If only. You see, if I was going to call it AI Beaver, I would do it, and it would be like a $69 front end with 69% commissions or something. Like really just play on it.
We know about that.
Let me Go Beaver. It's called Go Beaver AI. So I told you it was called Beaver. I knew it was. I've seen it everywhere. So let's have a look. The ultimate AI tool: spy, copy, and clone your competitors' winning ads, socials, and emails. So that's the hook. And the hook for the affiliates is there's 20 grand in no minimum prizes, right? So different category of launch, right? Hence why we're gonna, move off. But yeah, so that's Go Beaver.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I see a Go Beaver AI Chrome extension.
That's not it, I don't think.
So it's Go Be. Go. Oh, it's a bit bizarre. So the JV page, I'll stick it in the comments because it's a bit of a weird.
Right.
It's a bit of a weird one. It's pages.gobeaver.ai/db-jv.
Well, that's
Tom
a
Clark.
Chrome extension.
Hi.
Grab the Tom method now.
It's a bit of real estate there, so I thought I'd take advantage.
You might as well.
I've been seeing your Tom method this week. I saw a few of your graphics. I don't know if you've been stalking me this week on Facebook, but I seem to see your stuff all the time, Tom.
Really?
You've been stalking me again.
Wow.
That Tom Clark again.
No, but he retargets anyone that's been a Pornhub.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Jeez, now
No.
You've told me I'll have to move to another.
No, it's whoever's been the grinder.
Caught again.
Yeah.
These damn retargeting ads. Well, I don't know.
Or Fader.
It looks.
Have you guys heard about Fader?
No.
It's where you go look for. I've heard
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Look at your
sure.
browsing history.
young Asian.
Oh, okay.
Is this like are you looking for like an Asian bride? Are you? Is that what
No,
you're doing?
I'm happily married, so no.
I'm just looking at that extension you sent, and the beaver looks similar, but I don't think it's the same beaver. Like, if you look at the logo, they're quite similar, but I don't.
It's not like Dan not to be able to tell one beaver from another, is it?
I am not going there.
So many jokes or so little time.
Absolutely.
Well,
Well.
the developer is CGF Media Limited in Belfast.
Oh, it must be then. Well, I say it must be. Like, Belfast only got 2 people that live there, which obviously it doesn't. But that's where Andrew's from, isn't it? He's from Belfast.
Yeah, let me look up CGF Media Limited.
CGF. Well, the F could be Fox. And the CG, I think that's his brother, isn't it? Isn't that his brother, Chris Fox? Chris something Fox.
Oh, how about Cale Firth?
I don't know. Anyway, that's what the. I don't know how we got down that whole
Hello,
rabbit
Mrs.
hole.
Tom.
Says hello. Wearing my clothes, obviously.
I think she's more interested in the
Pizza
Tiger Man.
slut. I like
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely love it. I want to get a pizza slut shirt.
Oh, I know. I've got one on today as well. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, love it. 100% cotton.
Who's that? Doc Cotton.
Doc
Yeah.
Cotton, yeah.
Where do you get all these from?
Mostly the internet, yeah. So
You can get everything on the internet, I've heard.
these days, yeah,
Yeah, these days you can get everything on the internet.
including beavers.
Yeah, well, just rumors.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know how we got there, but that was the thing anyway. So we're moving off from that day. That was the point of that because there's a beaver coming. So
I never worry about who else is launching and what they're fucking launching. I just pick my date and do it.
yeah, and you know what?
I mean, we
I
do
just create a
good.
bunch of software. That's all.
I kind of get that angle. The problem is that like I just know I'm looking at the people who I'm seeing now, obviously, you know, and just because they've got this nice little package from the Beaver doesn't mean they're going to promote him.
Yeah.
But you know, I just see a lot of the kind of the usual affiliates that we would go to.
It's a big psychological twist, though.
Oh,
He
God,
sent me
yeah.
this nice gift I need to promote. And we've seen this before with, what's his name? I think he's in jail, pillow biting.
Temple.
Yeah, with
Yeah, he is in
Response Suite. Yeah.
Is
I
he
don't know
still
if
in
he's
there?
still.
I thought he'd be out by now. He
No, I
only
can't
got, did he
remember
get
what
like
he got.
14 or 15 months or something like that?
I will be out by now, then, won't
I
he?
don't think he got
Well, I
much
mean-
of a sentence. But
He
I
certainly
presume
wouldn't
he
got-
hasn't quite decided to grace us with his presence yet.
No, I expect his arsehole's the same colour as his hair now. But there we go. And talking
His
of
next
crooked,
launch, rinse and repeat profits. That will...
yeah, talking of crooked bastards.
Has George Wigan given David Kirby his money back yet?
Of course, he hasn't.
No.
What did
He's
you?
still a cunt.
And that was
Has George Wigan given David Kirby his money back yet?
still the best bit of the show.
It is. Well, that's all I came in here for. See y'all later. Actually, I'm running up to the funeral, so I'm getting ready to leave.
All right, enjoy, have fun at the funeral.
Oh, gotta have fun without funeral.
See you, dude.
There you go.
Bye.
That's what Americans do at the weekend for fun. They go, I'll go to a funeral. He doesn't own anyone that's died. He's just found one. No.
Well, I mean, each to their own. Anyway,
Each to
moving
their
on.
You do get a good buffet at a funeral.
You do. You get a good buffet at a funeral.
Mm.
Depends. It
Depends
used to be a
who's
good
died.
piss up, but I don't drink anymore, so there's no point. The only reason I used to go to people's funerals was for the piss up afterwards.
Did you used to go to random people's funerals just to see how good the free bar
No.
was?
Not random people's, but like, I don't, quite frankly, my view on life is I don't need to go to a funeral to get closure. When someone's gone, they're gone, and I don't need some religious bollocks service or all that shit. So I generally tell people I don't do funerals. My mum and dad, when they go, that's a private cremation, and then I don't know, they dispose of the ashes, and we just go, yeah, celebrate the life, not the other way around. So But in my drinking days, of course, if someone died and there was going to be a thing,
Open
yeah,
bar.
hell yeah, absolutely. I was a raging alcoholic.
Yeah. And nobody really judges you at a funeral, do they?
No.
It's,
because
it's,
you're
oh,
drowning
they're
in
just
sorrow.
dealing with the grief. They're going through, and you can just keep knocking them back. And
I'd be like pissed as a fart going, who the fuck died?
Mr. Mellor.
Hello, Mr. Miller.
I didn't think
Happy
I'd make
Friday.
that. Yes, it is. I expect.
Good evening.
It is a Friday. Certainly is. Yes. So,
It's fun,
so we've covered funerals. That was fun.
Covered funerals and beavers. That's all you've missed, Steve.
Funerals and beavers.
Is that all
is
I've
all
missed
we've
in 26
really
minutes?
talked
I
Yeah.
I would have been
Yeah.
a bit earlier, but I've got Doctor Who starts again tomorrow,
Yeah.
so I have got to. It's on at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is a stupid time for television.
Prime time.
It's what time in
so-
the morning?
It's streaming on iPlayer at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be on Disney
Oh.
Plus at 8 o'clock in the morning.
They're
So if
doing
I want to
well
make a
with-
video about it, because that's
Yeah.
what I do, then I'm going to have to be up. I mean, for me, that's stupidly early because usually I work later and work into the evening. So I've had to make a thumbnail for it, which takes fucking hours. That has to be a priority. So unfortunately, next 8 weeks, I might be a bit late every week because
Yeah, that's
I've got to do
all right.
that, and I might have to jump off early because I've got to be up at
Steve,
with
Steve,
enough time.
you're
to
doing
do
it wrong,
late.
mate. You're doing it wrong. Did you not see Billy Darr's product 3 weeks ago? Automatically creates the thumbnail for you.
Does everything. Even by
Yeah.
viewer, the person that wants to
If
see it.
you
the
look
person
at the
that wants to see it.
testimonials, you will see Mr. Beast has given this the nod of approval.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we know how successful he is.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Because
Not
he learned
very
it
is
all
the-
from Billy
See,
Darr.
that's the thing. You see, we're all doing it the wrong way. We're doing it the old, slow way when what we need is Billy Darr's magic video push button wombat, and off we go.
I tell
I
you,
mean,
does
Billy
it
Darr,
all
to be
for you.
fair, has been in the industry since F.W. Murnau created Nosferatu.
it feels like it, doesn't it? I tell you who is back, though, next week. An old
Oh.
familiar face.
Yeah.
Alex Jeffries has got a launch on JV Zoo next week.
Kurt said to me,
I saw something about that.
Alex Jeffries has been hitting Kurt up. And
Yeah, I got a
because
message.
obviously I think Richie gave him said that, he knew us what. But the thing is, this is what I said, but this was before the Society 11 live today. Kurt and I were talking about it. He goes, Alex Jeffries has been hitting me up. I said, I hadn't hit me up yet, but I don't really even need to look. It'll be some really basic thing that will be worth $7, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it'll be worth, because the stuff I saw stuff he used to put out, and I go, yeah, no one would object to paying that money for it. But I said, beyond that, it's just pitching to my high ticket thing. So any customer you pass their way, you are fleecing. For what? Making a few bucks. I don't feel the same when I promote one of your products, because I know though you've got a high ticket, I know that you actually teach people something useful and get results. I'm sorry, certain other people don't.
It's not just about having the sort of the base level thing, isn't it? It's about sort of a
And
proper
you
business
know what?
would be to work people through that system.
And this is where I think this is one of the things I think really I've been learning from you guys, is because we've kind of tailored back a little bit what we've been doing, because we used to do as well, a couple of grand in prizes, 100% commissions. And it was only when I obviously saw it on Steve, and he's like, well, I ain't doing even a contest. I'm giving away 50% and the price point is $8. And I'm going, fucking hell, all right. So, and so that was one thing. And then obviously you said to me, Andy, you were like, well, actually, it almost looks questionable when it's that, because I think, well, why are you giving everything away? There must be something else coming. There's another shoe that drops because no one's launching for no reason, right?
My head immediately goes, that's a list grab.
Right. And this is what this is here, because what he's launching, it's 100% across the whole funnel. And I think it's 50 grand in prizes or something. I
Yeah.
mean, a crazy number.
Yeah.
And it'll get support. It'll do very well. I have no doubt.
Yeah. And Alex Jeffries will make his money back because he will close a lot of people. And all of those people will go on his thing and learn fuck all worth knowing.
So
that's how it is.
I know that he was getting the old band back together. So it's him, it's Mike. Is it Mike Marin? Is he called Mike Marin? Something like that?
Yes.
It's similar to that, but I don't think I quite said that right.
I know who you mean.
So that's
Yes,
I'm sure he'll be
it is everyone
partnering
who
with
used
Tommy
to.
and fucking Jono next as well. So, you know.
Well, they've already got a high ticket offer in crypto. I know that because we haven't been selling that, just to be clear, but I do know what they're up to. But their people are going on to crypto offers, I believe.
Right.
So yeah, that's that one. I saw. Did you look at the Paula Marie's recent promotion one that she was involved in, the Frank Andres Traffic? Did anyone look at it or buy it?
Didn't even know
Tom
about
Clark.
it. I
Tom
kind of
Clark.
heard it was happening, but
I bought it and did a review.
The front end. I had some money in my wallet in Warrior Plus, so I thought, well, it's free, so why not take a look and see what he's doing. I didn't send in a link yet, but I'll do it. I'll try and test it.
I love that
How are you
point of view. I got money in my Warrior Plus wallet, so it must be free. No, Eli, that's your money to withdraw. That's your
Tom, what are your test results so far with it?
I got 120. I've had 120 clicks so far, which is not 1,000.
Yeah.
And I got.
I think that's the best review ever.
Yeah, that's it. Really, I got one sale, 17 sign-ups, one sale. So I think that's all right.
And what was the commission on the sale?
No, I used the traffic to promote something else.
Yeah. But what did you make
Oh,
off that sale? Did you make your money back that you spent on the traffic?
I got $30-something. I got an upsell as well. So
laughing then, aren't you?
yeah, exactly. I'm quids in.
So it was free for you?
Pardon?
It's profitable.
It was
I think if you
free
put
for
the right
you?
offer, just bear in mind that every buyer is basically going to be one of the people that ends up on the list. So if you pitch them a traffic offer, you've got a good chance of closing it.
Yeah. There
I
are
just
certain
put a,
offers that people go crazy for, and traffic is like the top.
I just put
I have no
solo
idea
ad.
why. Because if you
Literal-
don't know what to do with it, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, everyone seems to go.
I think it's
crazy
just
for
one
traffic.
of the things people think I need. Because I've had it before. They're like, I need to get some traffic. Okay, what are you sending it into? Oh, I don't know yet. I haven't got that, but I do need some traffic. It's like,
Yeah, because everyone's told
No.
to get traffic.
like
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Do you know, I know a marketer who, about 3 years ago, he needed some money. So he ran an ad and he said, look, I'm going to run a little solo ad spot in my emails, and you could effectively have a solo ad. I don't do solo ads, but you can effectively get one in mine. But obviously I've got to queue them up, so it might be, but you can, and if you don't have anything, you can pay now, and then you can just get the ad anytime in the future. And he had hundreds of people pay him $99. And out of those hundreds of people, 10 people actually gave him an ad to run.
Jesus, might be a next
10%.
product of mine there.
10% actually said, yes, please run this ad. And which means that he had all that money and only had to run 10 little ads. And even if he had to run them all, he could have done, but didn't. Most people just never claimed, because I asked him and I said, what happened? And he went, he said, most never claimed it. He said, I'm not going to remind them. I told him they could reach out anytime in the next 2 or 3 years and book the ad. He said, and none of them, but after a few months, they've all forgotten.
Yeah.
That's
You know
it,
what?
isn't it? That's what everybody
it's the
does. They go,
same
oh, well, I've got this thing now. I know how to do this thing now. I bought this product that tells me how to do this thing. That doesn't necessarily actually mean they're going to do anything with it because they're not at the right point to be able to
It's
do
the
it.
same with this recurring stuff that I've been bashing on about for bloody weeks. It's the same thing. People keep paying it. They ain't doing anything. It's actually at the point where it's a frustration now for me because I almost want more content from them in the membership area, in that community.
Yeah.
And they're not doing anything. But we rebuild. So it's just coming to terms with that. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'll just have to create in the content because I want to deliver something for it, right? I want future people to come through. But I find what people do is they go into it, they look at it and go, okay, yes, it is what he says it is. You know, I haven't been ripped off. It is here. I've got access to it. I'll come back later. And they just never do. And they never do.
The next shiny object.
What platform are you running that on, Dan?
You mean like to make the sales or where we're running the community on?
With the community.
Everything now is go high level.
Can you gamify it?
Yes, you can.
So you can like get more engagement if people unlock, you know.
Yeah, so you can do, but only in like a basic way. So I can say if you get to level 2, i.e., you've got X number of points, you can unlock a certain course or something like that, right? You can do that. But I just haven't been doing it at all because actually, I know, for example, I do a live call once a month. Right, and I've got it here. So I do a live call once a month. This one that I did was all about attitude and about changing your ideas and, you know, why if you think you can't do it, you probably can't. And it was all about this, right? It was an hour-long session. I do one a month. And actually what we use them for is I do 40 minutes of training, if you like, where we talk about a subject. And then I have a little pitch to bring the people on and try and push them into my high-ticket stuff, right? Because these people are just $10 a month, right? So they're already giving me $10 a month, and I'm trying to extend them on the last bit. And so we do one of these every month. And this went out a week ago when I pushed it into the community group. It's had 2 likes and 1 comment, right? And that's it. And that's a free, 30 or 40 minute session that I'm doing. And there's a reason also why I'm doing these, because I've got something else planned later on where all of these are going to be available as recordings. And so there's another product coming there. So I'm just basically pre-working future stuff. But yeah, it's and I go on these Zoom calls and people can come on and there's never anybody there. I'm talking to myself. And so if I wasn't,
this is why when I
wouldn't do it. But
this is why when I've been thinking about it, I've not been thinking about doing live stuff at all. Because, I mean, for me, making sure that I turn up at the right time is awkward at the moment. So it's not something I could do. But recording a video and putting that on there with a nice thumbnail, that's just like running a YouTube channel. In fact, it would be less work than running a YouTube channel because you don't have the same level of quality that you need to put into the production. The fact is, me sitting here in front of a computer would be perfectly adequate for the majority of stuff that people would expect from a course. And it's the same sort of stuff that I would do for a course when I'm putting it out on Warrior. But it's less work. It's less immediacy. You don't have to be live. You don't have to have that thing. You can edit something if something goes wrong. And I think you could probably give people a bit less and yet still get a pretty good
the hardest thing is the community vibe, right? Because the one thing that I wish I could do is that obviously, like if I do a course or I do something, I can drip it out, right? I can say, this can go out a week after or 2 weeks after. I do that on some of my courses. But you can't do that on a community. I wish that there was a way that I could kind of unlock community posts after a set period of time that they'd only see it after 2 weeks. So it looks to them like it's fresh, but there's 12 months worth of comments. And there's people that, that would kind of be next level.
You're talking about dripping stuff in.
It would be dripping the community engagement as well as the content.
That you're right. That is more difficult.
That would be the thing, because what happens is in this community, I can drip feed courses, I can drip feed videos, but really what they're there for is the community. Well, supposedly, I mean, that's the angle I sell it at. Maybe I just need to change what I sell. But yeah, it's
Well, I like
mind blowing how
the-
many people are paying me for nothing.
I like the digital marketer concept, and it now is being used by Samcart with their Creator U stuff. It's the same basic idea that they will sell a course, a single course, but that single course will be part of the whole program. So you might get, I don't know, a month or 2 months worth of the program, or with Creator U, you'll spend $10 and you'll get a year's worth of access to Creator U. And the next time when it comes around, the bill is a lot higher. I mean, it's in the hundreds of dollars. But I quite like the idea of the digital marketer one, where you pay like $10 for a thing, and then you get something that says, but if you want to unlock everything, it's $10 a month. And so every time they create something, you can create something that they can then sell off the back of that on Facebook ads or whatever. So that's bringing new people in. And the fact that they're doing that to bring new people in is also giving content for the people who are already in as part of the group.
I mean, I could do that now, right? I could change that upsell to being
Mhm.
unlock our previous back catalog, right? But
Yeah.
here's why I don't do that. Because actually, we get a pretty decent conversion on it. People stick with it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yourself, Andy, I'm pretty sure I'm still sending you money every month, even though it's been 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I do that when actually the better way is I already get their money off them on this membership thing, and then I send them myself through my internal system of promoting my other products, and I get money off them. And all of those products now, they launched at $12. They're now $27. So they're paying me $27 for a front end sale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe it gets to a point where I have that much in the catalog, right, of stuff that I've created over the years,
Sure.
that it makes sense. But at the minute, it's just like, I feel bad that I'm not delivering enough, right? But at the same time, no one's locking in and using it, right? It's that balance. And if it's a course,
there's an
you kind of
interesting
just
thing
accept
there.
it, right? Because with the course, you go, well, I've created the content. If people aren't going to use it, that's on them.
There's nothing else you can do about it, is there? I mean, I've had that same thing myself, where I've gone, well, I've made this thing and I know nobody's accessed it because I can see the stats in whatever it is.
And it's heartbreaking,
yet,
isn't it? It really is.
Well, it is to some extent. And then the other thing is, well, what do I do about that? Do I put more time and effort into doing it? I can't sell it again because the nature of selling through Warrior and Zoo means that nobody's going to promote it again, at least not for at least 6 months or a year. And then you really kind of need something extra so that people who didn't buy in the first place bought in then. But I went through a thing called School Masterclass this week by a guy called Dan Henry, I think his name is. And I just did it out of interest more than anything else, more than going, oh, well, I want to do something on school, because I don't want to spend out the money to do something on school. I don't think it's necessary, if you see what I mean. And that was quite interesting because he was talking about this engagement and talking about what he did. And he said that in the early days, what he's done is he fills up his school thing with content. It doesn't matter what niche he's been in, he puts content in there. So every month they get a new bit of content. The new bit of content is in the form of a course or a tutorial or something like that. And then that's it. And at some point, he just runs out. He runs out of stuff that he can teach people. And I can see that happening because I found the same thing when I was doing photography as a YouTube channel. There's only a certain amount of things that you need to know about photography, and at that point, it's all it's done. There is nothing else that you need. So at that point, instead of doing that, he'll take questions from the community, and then he does an hour-long sort of office hours thing where he answers those questions. So he's not even delivering new content properly. He's just making sure that he's answering the questions that people have got.
Yeah, it's interesting that there's definitely something there. But I would say, I mean, we tried the school thing first, right? That was where we started, and it was one of those. It was, for me, it was okay. It's $100 a month, school, $99 a month, and it's kind of fine. There was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing, but it was like, and we were making more than that in the subscription, so it was paying for itself, right? If you want to look at it that way. And then, but it was just kind of like, why?
But you're paying the same for Go High Level, aren't you?
Well, I'm paid. Yeah. Now I'm paid. Yeah. So it was supposed to be
But then you get-
$297, but I'm on a $97 a month deal right now because I realised that there
But
was
then you get all the stuff that you
give
need for that as well.
pages,
So it's-
we've got
Yeah.
all of the stuff in there, and it's also what I really like about about Go High Level is that for what we do, it's great because we use it for all of our lead tracking. We use it as a CRM. We do our calls out through it, and they're recorded, right, for our high ticket calls, which are great. You know, I mean, luckily we don't really get chargebacks, but if we did, we'd have the call to prove that they agreed to buy it and they gave us the card and all that. So yeah, there's a lot of great things to say about it. Is it perfect? No. It's driving my my page builder at the minute absolutely insane. It's not as good as ClickFunnels or even Convertri.
Yeah.
It's just not, and it's slow. So it's it's not as good as that, but for $100 a month for everything it does, including these communities and everything, I think it's a very good offer for us. You know, maybe
can
for
see
someone
the
like
value in it.
Andy,
Actually, I really
maybe
can.
not, because he's got his own stuff that he's hosted for years and it's everywhere, right? But if you were just starting out and you wanted to build stuff now, I would recommend Go High Level. Hit me up on Facebook for an affiliate link.
That's
Do
actually
actually
one of the
seriously
things.
ping me over your. I might want to look at it, so you may as well send me your link. I'm not saying I'll definitely go with it, but I will take a look. I've been looking at a few things lately for various projects, and so I ought to consider that one.
I think the
That's
worst
one of the
thing
things
about
that I'm struggling with at the moment is that I've got Thrivecart Learn. I loved Learn. I thought it was brilliant, but then I can only do one kind of business with it, and I've already got stuff in there, so it kind of feels like all right, I can't do anything with that. And you can't really design pages for it as well. So you don't really design the process that people are going through. You've just got a very basic, this is your course and this is how it's delivered. It's fine. For a lot of people, it'll be perfectly fine. It doesn't quite fit with what I wanted to do. And obviously we've got Product Dino as well. And that is driving me nuts because anybody who's using Gmail has the chance that they will get or they won't get their welcome email with the username and password in, which means I've got to go and reset that manually.
that is
Or-
insane.
I know
That
I
is
know it is.
insane because Gmail, if I look at my list now, I bet 90% is Gmail.
And you know what? Most of the people who are on my list are at Gmail as well.
Everyone's
And the
list. Gmail,
only-
I think, is the #1 email provider.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
absolute insanity that cannot be fixed or is not a priority to fix. It's mind-blowingly ridiculous.
I have been wondering whether or not it'd be a good idea, and I think it might be, to use my own SMTP servers, just purely because at least I'd have control of it then. I'd get, some way of modifying things if I needed to. But then Dino itself isn't great. It doesn't give you all of those features that you think you want for to deliver, that sort of platform. Frighten people away.
Everyone's run away.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm just dealing with children.
That's what I was doing. I'm still here, but so's my lad.
Just put them in a cupboard.
So what I was going to say about it, and actually, I'll share with you when we're offline because I don't want to share it with everybody. But they've recently they released. Can't speak today. There was a new release about a week ago where they actually completely redesigned the look of the membership area.
Yeah.
And what it now allows you to do is there is a kind of a right hand section, I guess. And what you can do in there is you can basically put whatever you want in there that allows you to cross sell into multiple courses.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the things that I've been looking at as quite interesting because previously their membership areas sucked. They were ugly. Now that they've gone very much, this is a Kajabi feel. If you've ever used Kajabi, it's quite similar in look.
Yeah.
And I think for most people, it's kind of what they're used to. That Kajabi look or ClickFunnels look, that. type of thing. But I actually spent some money this week, and you're going to ask me what he's called, so I'm going to have to look it up now. I bought a relatively expensive, well, it wasn't that expensive, but it was a $400 course this week on creating VSLs.
Who by?
Oh,
Peter Kell.
Okay, not one I've come across.
I will. I'll drop the link. It's not an affiliate link, but I mean, it probably wouldn't be relevant for anybody really. But it was, what was it? $397, $400. And so there was two things that I learned in this. One, there was a nice little nugget in there that's going to, I think, really help me, which was good. The second thing was, I just need to have the balls to charge more for my stuff.
Yep.
That was my second takeaway.
yeah.
You know, what's the difference between a $400 course and a $20 one? Just somebody's had the balls to charge it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was don't get me wrong, it was, I no complaints, you know, it did what I wanted to kind of know, and there was a few bits in there. And it was more to do with some ad stuff that we're looking at right now as well. But it was just, I went through it and I went, oh, it was $400. That's quite expensive. I should probably be charging more for my stuff.
Did it give you a change in mindset by the end of it, so that you're thinking, actually, I could do this VSL thing, or was it just?
It's just, I look at something that's $400, and it's not quite expensive enough for me to really have crazy high expectations, right? If this was $2,000, I would not have been happy.
Everything,
right? I would have wanted more from it. If it had been, you know, a $50 thing, if it had been $47, I'd have been ecstatic, right?
Just making a note, Dan's price point, 397 will buy any old shit. There we go.
No, Dan's price point is free for friends. Yeah, so I mean, it was fine. It was good. You know, I got some stuff out of it, and I'll probably refer back to it a couple of times. Did it change my life? No. But like I say,
this is interesting, because what I'm seeing here is 397. The things that I've been looking at outside IM, that is not a high price point.
No.
That's the sort of stuff I've seen people selling that on Facebook with Facebook ads.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, I'm noticing here it's got several modules. How long was each module? Was it like an hour's worth of training per module, or not?
No, God, no. No. Some of the videos were 7 or 8 minute long. So I mean, the whole thing altogether, maybe 2 hours. I didn't sit through the whole thing. I actually went through, because there was certain bits that I'm like, I'm happy with what I do there. I don't feel like, so there might be other little bits that I'll go back to over time and learn from. But there was for me a couple of key bits that I wanted. And what sold me on it is, if you scroll down, he literally gave a day-by-day schedule of what it's supposed to be for the 21 days. And I looked at it and went, okay, I really want to develop that skill and that skill. Is that worth $400 to me? Well, if it does what it says it does, then it could well be. So let's give it so that's what got me over the line. Without that, I probably wouldn't have bought it.
Has it?
I don't know yet. I haven't implemented what I've learned, so it's too early to say.
I see. Okay, that's interesting.
I watched a YouTube video today about funnels, and he said that it had this guy on it, and he was basically selling a DJ course, and the price point was $27, and the funnel master, or whatever you call him, he said you need to be charging a lot more, because you know it's what you're teaching is worth it. It's just the way you package it up. And now he's charging $3,000, and he's getting it, and he's got hundreds of customers. So people are prepared to pay. It's just, you know, wrap it up into something that looks shiny and nice.
The other thing that we fall in we have a problem with our business models, at least the front end of them, is that we're giving away this information. We are giving away this information. $10 is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is devaluing any other information that we have to give away and every other process that we have, because everyone's grounded in that. Oh, but he charged $10 for that price point.
Mhm. The problem is we have customers in this space where
Yeah.
$10 they have to think about whether or not they're going to make that investment.
I know.
And that is the
Yeah.
problem. And then so those people come in who, oh, I've risked my $10. I hope this does make me my $350 a day as promised on sales page.
We are not a serious industry. That should be pointed out quite
We're a
readily to
bubble.
everybody.
It's,
Yeah.
Fair.
I think
We're
it's
not
just
even a
trying
bubble
to
at the
find
moment. We're
the
the
right
little.
people. You know, there are some
Somebody's
good
poured
people,
fairy
people
liquid in the
who-
water, but that's about it. We're not even,
Yeah.
you know.
There are people in our industry who have the money to spend. You know, there
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
about finding them, and
Yeah.
you know. But I like to say when you're running ads, because we're looking at a minute about an ad thing, and I'm basically, long story short, I don't mind telling you guys, but basically we're going to have just like this evergreen webinar, and we're going to be running some ads into it with stuff. So we've been working with an ad. There's an ad agency that we closed for, who does some pretty cool stuff, and I've seen a lot of their work, and obviously, you know, I can get that kind of at a pretty great rate. But even when I'm looking at just the cost of Meta ads, right? Like on a $20 product, there's no fucking money in it. There's no money in it whatsoever, right? And so,
Well, look at the meta ads that are out there. The self funding funnels now are $37, $47 at least.
yeah.
And it's going to move up to 67 with, you know, without too much.
And it depends when you're doing it, right? If you're in like Q4, right, and you've got Christmas, you've got Black Friday, when the cost per ad absolutely skyrocket, you've got not a hope in hell. You might be spending
You would be
$100
much,
to make
much
a $37 sale.
You will be much, much better running your courses at the end of the year and doing everything at the beginning of the year to get up to the point where you've got a full course, so that you are not advertising over those really busy times. Because
I know a lot of
Yeah,
people
I mean-
push the ads off. They just don't compete. They just go,
I don't really do anything over Black Friday now. I mean,
No,
I
I'm
send
not
out
gonna
an
do
email.
this
That, I might send an email out, and I don't do much mailing and much ads in the lead up to Christmas.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the old deal from Omar Martin? He used to always do a Black Friday
Yeah,
special.
it was. Well, he
And
used to do a Christmas
pretty
one
well for
beforehand,
me
didn't
back
he?
in the day.
Yeah, but
He
then
stopped
he did the
doing
same
it.
thing every single year. There's only a certain amount of times when you can send
Yeah,
that same
and I
offer
think
to the
that's why
same
you
list,
stopped,
and,
right?
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'Cause I think it's
But
my
it was a really good offer. It's a really good deal. The stuff's good.
Yeah, so that would be what I'm thinking. Maybe there'll be something there that we do for Black Friday kind of deal where we package stuff up but I definitely wouldn't be doing ads, I don't think, at that time of year unless we're really getting some good results. Anyway, I think, so you got to go price point wise. And that was the takeaway for me. Just charge more. And we need to try and find the right. So what I'm thinking is I want customers that come in, your JV Zoos, your Warrior Pluses, your one-time price lovers that all come in from affiliates as like one side of the business. And then at the other side of the business, I'm going to start running ads, getting in people with quote unquote real money, right? Who will buy
I
a
think
course
what will
at
happen-
$197, even though
I think
sold
what will
it
happen in the
$10
short
more.
term is that, or in fact, the medium term, is that you will stop worrying about the Warrior traffic, because that's what happened with Stefan and his webinar kit thing. He sold webinar kit on Zoo, I think it was, and then he started running ads for it. He has never done anything on Zoo or Warrior since. Everything else has been through the ads that he's been
But
doing.
you see, the
So
difference.
it feels
the-
like it's much more.
The difference
profitable.
with that, though, is that was, and I've seen a lot of people do this. They get a winning product, and they go, right, I'm now going to get off the hamster wheel of launching the stuff that's going to die a few years later, and go all in on one product. And that's what they did. And he's made it, in fairness to him, by the looks of it. And I'm not an expert on his product, but by the looks of it, he's really invested in it, worked on it, and it's become a worthwhile project. And that's what people in the and it's not it's not a JV Zoo issue. It's an industry issue. People who are in their launch cycle on whatever network they're on, if you're only charging people one time for stuff, right? You're not going to keep it going that long. You're just not. So,
does anyone know how Tommy and Jono's launch went? Has that already happened?
No idea.
it went well.
No,
Deal of the day.
And more than 1,000 sales, definitely.
I think it was
few
more than
days now
1,000
loaded.
front end. I think.
What a load of old shit!
Just anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, you're not anymore.